there's real people losing.
I want to
Bitcoin
know
now.
who is the supporter with the most economic weight. You know, who is the besides? I guess I don't know. I mean, Luke may not even have any fucking Bitcoin anymore. But who is the BIP 110 supporter with the most Bitcoin? Interesting.
What's up, boys?
Well, didn't they all like? Didn't Luke say he sold right before the pump?
I think he tweeted something about that. He sold Pedo coin or whatever. Yeah, I sold Pedo coin before the whatever, bro. You got jacked, and you've never been the same since.
What's up, Slacker? How's it going?
It's going. Sweating my fucking balls off. Only got to get to the new year. Just got to survive to the new year. And all will be well. How you guys doing?
I'm pretty good. What 2026 isn't going well right now?
No, it's fine, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going through the motions, you know, like everybody else. I guess I'm just gonna go because it's a three-way stop. People are using me. Nah, I'm just going through the motions, bro. You know, like just building shit. You know, it's just I'm not gonna explain it, you know, because I'll black out. I'm not gonna crash out in your space. It's wicked. You know, I'm trying to, you know, just doing my thing, man, like everybody else. I'm really interested. I'll tell you this. I'm really interested in the tokenized stocks and like where to get the best representation, or even if your guys' opinions on, you know what I mean? Because that's interesting to what I'm doing. It's the tokenized representation of these stocks, but you know, I'm still trying to just understand the paper representations on like Solana and Ethereum, you know, like and more importantly, like, does the representation of those tokenized stocks get better in the future? You know what I mean? You know, does it change a little bit on chain, or is what we're seeing now like kind of what it's just going to be, right? Like, because you can make liquidity pools these things, right? Like on chain. So that's what I'm getting without.
I think you're probably because we are Bitcoin maximalists, and I'm of the firm belief that just about every tokenized stock is probably going to trend down in terms of Bitcoin in the long term. There might be short-term opportunities to trade them, but in stocks in general, I suppose. But I'm not really interested in trading. I used to be, but I'm bad at it. So
I'm not really trading them.
I'm just a saver now. Well, you're
yeah. I mean, dude, like
trying to like build.
I'm trying to catch. Yeah, I already have a system.
People interested in that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just trying to capture capture the market. Wants to do. You know?
Well,
I mean, dude, like the thing about DeFi is it's like it's magic. You know what I mean? Like right? Like I currently have something that's building liquidity.
One second.
I got you.
Here, all right, one second. Mr. Huddle, you changed your PFP? What's going on?
Yeah.
That really
it did.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Dude, we're building liquidity and wraps Bitcoin too, bro. Like, you know what I mean? On chain. Right, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Chill out. I got contracts building wrap Bitcoin, all right? So like, I mean, like, we're stacking sats. Come on. We move it over, we flip, and actually here's a fun fact, and I'll get off because I really have to get off this thing. Here's a fun fact. You can hold native Bitcoin on MetaMask also. And I think that's very interesting for people if you're looking to bridge it out a little bit, right? If you need to move money, and you know what I mean? Because MetaMask has truly never given me a problem. What do you mean? You can hold native Bitcoin. Come on, during the whole Coldcard thing, people were looking at a place to move their Bitcoin, and that would have been a safe 24-hour spot. You move it. Yeah, no, dude. That's what I do. We're suck the air out of the spaces, baby. Woo! Welcome to the bull run, boys. I'm here. Let's go. We're going back to 2017, baby, where memes and fucking just going crazy mattered, and all this other noise was bullshit. We're taking it back.
Thank you. A lot of cocaine. Space.
Wow.
That was fun. That was fun. I mean, I'm here for it, I suppose. It's exciting. It is exciting. Another bull run. Exciting, right? It's just to remind everybody, there's a lot of scammers out there who's going to try to take your Bitcoin in this next upcoming bull run. So
I made something.
Very careful.
I made something and I sent it to you.
Bitcoin.
but you're not looking at it. So, Portland, I'm going to send it to you now, and you tell me how crazy I am.
Wait. It didn't send me anything. Oh, here we go. Got it.
I did send it
Air
to you.
gap Bitcoin calculator. I got it. You do not need a
Take a
signing
look.
device to receive Bitcoin. Cool. And Coldcard style. No one's going to choose that one.
Well, that one's for people that already have Coldcards.
It's funny.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I may as well just have it in there. It really doesn't. I think it's a better version of Ian Coleman and Bidirectional.org, where I literally just try to turn it into a calculator. So like you'll get the seed, and you'll get the Bitcoin Core wallet, like the hex, the binary. It does it all for you. So like as you put in each character, it's going to tell you exactly how. It's not going to tell you the randomness, obviously, but it will tell you every character how much entropy it has. And as you're typing it, it'll give you your seed and your I'm just calling it the Bitcoin Core key. So like people noobs don't get confused by it. And then you'll be set. You'll be able to fucking have a wallet that can be used with anything. And it could all be done.
Wait, so time out. Is this BIP 39 like seed
Yeah.
words,
I mean,
or is it just sticking with?
I have it all in there. So it will give you a BIP 39 seed word for your key, and it will give you a private key for your Bitcoin Core wallet. Same thing, same wallet. It will convert it to both.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
So basically, you've done what Core probably should have done if they were to incorporate BIP 39 into their software. Is that what you're saying? Just in terms of the conversion.
I mean,
or
if
interoperability.
you want to use Bitcoin Core, like say you have a seed already, and you already have money in that seed. Ooh, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to go to seed back. You're not going to be able to go to Bitcoin Core key to seed, but you could go to seed to Bitcoin Core key. But with this, if you're creating a new wallet, it will basically give you both. It will give you your Bitcoin Core key, or it will give you a seed phrase. And not or, and it will give you both. And a seed phrase.
How does the Bitcoin Core key save? It's just like a.
I think you could either save it as a Wallet.dat, or you could have you could save it in hex. Hold on.
It's just like let me see what my clinker did.
Yeah. You could do any format. You could do hex, binary.
I didn't review this shit. Let me see.
No.
I
already sent it to a bunch of people to look at it, and I sent it to you because I don't have a BitBox, and I forgot all about the BitBox because I forgot that BitBox.
Yeah, they do things a little differently.
So I added the BitBox to it, but I need you to roll some dice BitBox and make sure it matches to the BitBox way. Because like this way,
I see.
Yeah, because I would do it, but I don't have a bit.
And then what about I think Keystone does it differently too.
I think they do it like BitBox does it.
Do they?
I think they do it exactly the way BitBox does it. Yeah, I should probably write Keystone in there too in your BitBox.
That's good to know. If they do it the same way, actually, that's good to know because I should probably.
I'm pretty sure they do it. I'm pretty sure they do it the same way. But it's just nice to have it on a USB stick, and you have a literal Bitcoin calculator that will basically get all the wallet details to a private key or a seed. Right? Like it'll give you the pub key. It'll give you the Xpubs. Like you don't need a signing device. Like if you don't need a hardware wallet. You don't even need a fucking any wallet, really. Yeah. If you're not sending Bitcoin, right? If you're not going to be sending Bitcoin, all you need is a Bitcoin calculator. Yeah. You don't need anything else. You just need to you need to generate the key properly. And after that, just get details of the wallet. That's it.
You should just fucking make a Bitcoin calculator, like
a physical one, right?
Device. A physical one, and then make it look exactly like the Coldcard.
So I was like, before I fucking go and like start bothering Miles, and because like obviously this is not going to be fucking like it's not going to sell a lot, but I could easily see a few thousand of these fucking devices being sold to people that are like me and you, right? Like just people that want a Bitcoin calculator, it's not there to sign anything. It's not going to save anything, right? It's just a
Yeah,
calculator.
it's just to make the seeds and to
Get the
verify
information.
the addresses and all that kind of
Not
shit.
to make
Get us
not
set
to
up.
make the seed. You're gonna have to roll dice or quarters or do something to get, or like, you know, you have to input the seed. So it's not gonna generate you anything. There's no random number generator on it. It's just the calculator.
So, okay, so what's the benefit of doing it this way as opposed to the JW just use core way?
JW doesn't make any fucking sense. That's what like he doesn't make. He thinks that. So Greg a long time ago said, you know, it because of the way the seeds are, like, you know, if you're trusting a software wallet to generate you these words, it might be unsecure. Like, you know, you might not get full. He said that a long time ago. But if you're generating the entropy yourself, if you're not trusting, you know, any software to generate the entropy for you, if you're doing it yourself, it's just as secure as the Wallet.dat. That's why I'm hoping this calculator could fucking bridge the fucking retardation here, because this will actually, the same roles will give you a Bitcoin core key and a seed. It will be the same thing, right? It will be the same wallet. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't hear you, Wicked. Oh, no. I don't hear you. Hold on. Let me.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I hear you.
Park. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what'd you say? Yeah, I can hear you now. What'd you say?
I said it's a cool idea. I like it. I'll do some testing with it.
Right? I just feel like this, because like so many fucking people
probably, dude, have your clanker just fucking update the Coldcard firmware so that it's just this type of thing, and fucking make a.
I'm not fucking. No, I don't care. I don't think you could do. I don't know how to do that with Coldcards. Isn't like.
Well, I know you don't know how to do it. That's why I said ask your clanker.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right now I'm just trying to get an HTML file that could work, like, you know, on a USB stick without the internet, and it's working right now. I just need you to test it out with the fucking before I tweet it out on Twitter or anything. I need you to test out the roles with the BitBox. That's what I need you to do. And once you do that, and once you tell me it's right, then I'll release the Kraken. But okay, I'm hoping something like this, because I really believe, dude, the whole, like, Trezor in 2013 mind fucked everybody. People, after Trezor came out, people believe you need a hardware device to store Bitcoin. So, like, right, like to hodl Bitcoin. And I think that kind of messed up the people way of thinking about it, right? Because, like, you really don't. You don't need any of that. You need that to sign transactions. Like, if you're going to go and like,
it makes it super convenient, is what it does. Because, you know, it's like when you're trying to convince, I don't know, your random cousin take their Bitcoin into self custody, and you don't want them to just use a hot wallet, then, you know, it's like you either have to convince them to fucking do the computer offline. So I think it's the convenience.
Yeah, I think so too. And I can't believe something like this wasn't built. Like, I guess Ian Coleman kind of does it, but not like this.
Well,
not in this way.
Right. In terms of like the cross being able to do both. Yeah.
Yeah, like both at the same time. Because I kind of took what the wallet details from bitaddress.org. Like, I took that and I combined it with Ian Coleman to basically make this. And this way, I feel like, yeah, dude, you'd really, like, you know, you could literally set up a wallet for anyone at any time at anyone's house without having to buy any hardware or anything, right? Like, you could just have some dice with you, just open up your calculator, and just fucking use the calculator, and then you have a wallet.
I still like having a hardware device, to be honest.
No. I have a hardware device. I'm obviously, like, you know, I'll sign transactions, but I'm just saying for you want to generate a new wallet.
Sure.
who doesn't, or who doesn't like, who's even someone that's new, someone that you're onboarding. Just like if you have a fucking USB stick with a Bitcoin calculator on it, like you could create safe wallets at any, like whenever, whenever you want, at any time, at any, like you don't need anything.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's like, well, Shinobi put out that tweet. I don't know, maybe there's an article too. I didn't read the article, but I saw the tweet where he's talking about how like the Coldcard gap is now like there's no hardware device that just lets you do everything offline with no paired software, which I agree. That's why Coldcard was the GOAT.
Yeah, so this isn't signing anything, right? So this isn't made to like hold a private key. It doesn't do any of that. That you're still gonna have to figure out what device to do to sign your transactions and like to have the private key.
Well, or yeah, I mean, well, it's like once you have the seed phrase and you're confident that you're sending the Bitcoin to. I mean, the only thing that's a little iffy about it, to be honest, is like you can't do like the test transaction shit where you're like pretty sure that.
There you go. Sure, you can. Why not?
Well, if you put the seed somewhere, that can
You
side.
take the seed. No. You generate the seed. You take it. You put it on a fucking Blue Wallet. You send 1,000 sats to it. Send like whatever, like just to see if it works. You realize it works, and now you create a different seed, and you have yourself. Like you just you work for yourself, so you know that it came out to the right address, and you send a test fund to it, and now you like the same way you would do with Ian Coleman on a hot machine, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works, I suppose. It's cool.
I want to.
That's cool.
I want to convince Jack Dorsey. I think I'm gonna once I get this all fleshed out, I'm gonna try to convince him to create a fucking stupid. It cannot cost him that. There's no way it's expensive to do something like this, right? Because you don't need anything.
I think so. Here's the thing. I think Jack Dorsey is more interested in like getting people a device that does everything for them, and they just don't think about it, like what the BitKey does.
He has that, but he has that already. That's BitKey.
But I mean, I think there's a lot of room for improvement in the BitKey. So until that's fully flushed out, I don't know if he's going to take on any other kind of random projects like this, especially since it's only got maybe a user base of a few thousand people.
Yeah, definitely no more than a few thousand, 100%. That's for sure. But that's going to grow probably, right? Like
maybe. I don't know, man. I think
I feel like everybody's going to need a Bitcoin calculator in their life eventually.
No, I don't think so. I think the type of Bitcoin calculators they need in the future are going to be ones that interface directly with whatever second layers end up, taking over. And then maybe there's going to be like offline signing for, like signing ARC transactions.
But I told Shinobi about this. And at first, right away, he's like, dude, what are you talking about? And then after I told him everything, like that whole idea, he's like, well, I mean, I'll use it. That'll be useful for me. And I think there's a lot of people like you and me. Like we're Ooga Boogas. We're not like Gigabrains, but I think this would be for the Gigabrains and for the Ooga Boogas. Like you could, both of us, it's useful. Like it doesn't exist.
Right. Well, without Coldcard, it doesn't exist.
Without Coldcard, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Well, kind of. I mean, you could still do it with Ian Coleman and bitaddress.org, but you can't. It's not a combined thing. Like you have to do it separately.
What about? Do you have experience using Tails?
Yeah, that's how I used to do it.
So, like that. What's the difference with that?
I mean, Tails is an operating system that you have. I mean, sure, you could do it on Tails, but that's not to really check for wallet, like for details on your private key. That's to generate a wallet with Electrum, right? Like it'll generate you already a key on there, or you could. I don't know if they have a dice rolls with Electrum on Tails, but it might. You could even do that, and then you can cross-reference with the calculator and make sure you get the same words, if the same numbers. Like you could use Tails. There's way more recent. Like you got to actually install the fucking Tails. Like you got to know what you're doing a little bit when you're installing Tails. But once you're connected to it, I mean, yeah, turn off the internet and you could use Electrum to create a thing, but it's not a calculator. It's not a Bitcoin calculator.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wallet. You just have your Electrum makes you a wallet.
I think when you finally make the hardware version of this, it should look exactly like a calculator. Like it shouldn't have any noticeable difference from what a calculator would look like. Just so that people,
Yeah, like a T9 calculator, right? It just instead of a T9 calculator.
Or how about this? What a T9 calculator. So you're saying like a TI 83 or 89 or whatever, like those types.
Yeah, something like that.
As a matter of fact, can't you update those firmwares?
I think so.
So
I think you could actually.
Why don't we just make those into Bitcoin calculators?
They already exist, right? You just buy a bunch of cheap ones and fucking firm every one of them.
Hell yeah, bro. Or just open source the fucking TI, whatever, 83 firmware update to make it a Bitcoin calculator.
I think I'm onto something here.
I think that'd be pretty fucking dope. Because I don't know, like everyone who took some advanced math courses has a TI calculator, which is a good amount of people. Right. And they still even use them today. Yeah. Surprising.
Yeah, they work still. Yeah. Turn that into a Bitcoin calculator. Turn it straight. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, actually.
All right. I like where we're going with this.
I want you to test it out first. Before, again, I want to put this out there, but I want to make sure it works.
It won't do any of the signing shit, but I think it's probably those are probably powerful enough to do like the other shit, and
Oh yeah, it's not that much. It's not that much compute. I mean, the fucking shitty USB could do it.
Cool. All right, make it happen. I need to test it. This TI-83 firmware by tomorrow.
I wonder if I could do a cranker. Hold on. I think my wife might have one upstairs. I gotta see if I fucking have one of those things.
Just buried in some cabinet somewhere.
But
are any of your kids in advanced math yet? They're not old enough, are they?
No, dude. He's 8 and she's 6. No, not yet. Even though he's. Have you ever heard of a number called Googleplex?
Googleplex? Is that the one that has like 100 zeros or whatever?
Yeah, it's some fucking retarded number. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. I had no idea what he was talking about.
That number has more zeros than 2 to the 256.
Yeah, so it's like the biggest fucking...
It's a bigger number than 2 to the power of 256.
Yeah, well, he knows about that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's what Google's named after.
He math pilled me on that. All right, so yeah, just try that, and then let me know when you do, and then open it up. Let me know how you like it. I don't know if... Ann, I'm sending it to you too.
Yeah, Ann will look into it.
Ann, yeah, hold on, Ann. I'm sending it to you. I'm going to DM it to you. 1 second.
Man, this world is getting just crazier and crazier. Fucking retards like Mr. Hoddle making Bitcoin calculators on his free time. It's so dumb. It's not dumb at all. It's pretty cool. It's dumb. It's cool and dumb. That's what it really is.
How is it dumb?
Well, no,
I think it's smart as hell. I couldn't believe I thought of it myself. I was like, fuck, how did I think of this?
Listen, it's like it's dumb because you're doing it with no prior software development experience.
Oh yeah, the fact that I could do this is fucking dumb. Yes, 100%.
It's like by definition dumb, like not in a bad way. It's just, I'm not even saying dumb in a bad way. Just saying this is fucking dumb, bro. Like we're just so dumb. But intelligence has been democratized to us dummies. So we can just do things now.
All right, and you got it. Portland, you got it.
Portland's busy tearing down my my block clock right now. And he's
in the process of doing that. I DM'd it.
He's tearing that down, and he said he's writing new firmware for it, so that he can spy on us instead.
Yeah, I think you're okay with it. I think you just gave away a block clock for no reason, but I'm excited. I'm happy that you did. I want to see the results.
Well, I gave him. I didn't give him the mini. I gave him the. I'll give him the micro for his. I sent them both. Give him the micro for his effort.
Oh, he's sending it back to you?
Yeah, I'll have him send the mini back once it's confirmed not to be not to be spying on me. Although, now that he's sending it back, for all I know, he could be spying on me.
Yeah, he's gonna be spying. Like
Portland is kind of spooky, just a little bit. I think he'll be okay. What's up, TC? Send it to TC too.
Wait, you're getting a wait.
Oh yeah, here's TC.
Portland's redoing the firmware for the block clock.
Yeah, bro.
Well, tell him to fucking make it do a WebSocket connection and actually have live data. That would be a fucking revelation.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's literally what inspired me to make Time Chain Calendar. Was like, I was so frustrated. The goddamn block clock only updates once every 5 minutes or something with a REST call. So retarded.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm sure he'll do something like that.
Anyway, I also wanted to talk to you about your kids swimming.
Oh yeah. Well, you got some
I did that. I had 2 kids. I got 2 kids that I went swimming. I did that really early with them. I did my son. I put him in the pool when he was 3 months into the British swimming school. And by the time he was 7 months, 8 months, he flipped himself over on his back and was able to just float. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
7 months,
dude,
you said?
Babies just instinctually know how to do this.
Yeah,
shit.
how to hold their breath.
That parents are terrified in this day and age to put their kid in a challenging
Just throw them in the water.
Yeah, I did that right away.
I literally wish that I had taken my kid at 2 years old and just thrown them in the deep end. I'm not even
you gotta
joking.
do it earlier. You gotta do it.
Yeah,
you gotta do it earlier.
I think 2 years old, you might scar them a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta do that when they're babies.
Yeah. They need to get in. They need to get wet. They need to splash around. Don't fucking delay. Make it happen.
No, my son's been in the pool and fallen in and whatever. He's fine. But so we've done that kind of stuff. But I want him to learn how to swim for sure at some point here. He's comfortable in the water.
And that's TC. I sent it to you, and you also have it.
What is this? What are you sending to me?
Oh, he missed it.
You hear anything I said?
No, he missed it.
You weren't here for that?
Dude, I just joined the space 2 minutes ago.
Oh,
what are we talking about?
Mr. Hodl made a Bitcoin calculator.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, good for all of us, I think.
Well, now that we have a big, gap in our hearts with Coldcard going away forever, we need a way to do Bitcoin stuff offline easily.
Wait, how are you going to do a Bitcoin calculator offline? Don't you need a accurate price quote?
No. There's nothing to do with price. This it allows you to roll dice, gives you the entropy to those dice rolls. It'll give you the seed word and the Bitcoin core key to those rolls. It'll give you your Xpubs, so you really don't need any device at all if you're just going to hodl. You just it'll give you all your addresses. It gives you everything basically that's tied to those keys.
Can you alter the derivation path to do different accounts?
Yes, on each one. Yes, that right now I have.
What about
right now.
What about
You
multi-sigs?
know what I'm going to add? You know what I'm actually going
Can you make
because
it do
they all.
multi-sigs offline?
You know what?
Come
All
on,
right, so
bro.
that's going to be no. Well, yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, if you're going to create, I'm just thinking.
Yeah,
I got to add some more
make it
things.
do multi-sigs offline.
Multi-sigs, yeah, to sign multi-sig keys. Wait a minute, but
That's not a
how, dude? Hold on.
calculator. That's a wallet.
No, any M of N threshold, right? And you're just combining the Xpubs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You get the output descriptor and the addresses.
All right, I need to write this down. Hold on.
Yeah, this is dope. I really like this idea.
Hold on.
So it's just like an app, or it's like some open source software you just run on a computer?
It's gonna be HTML.
HTML file. You just download it onto your USB stick. Hold on. Let me,
It's a website?
Oh, it's gonna be a web app.
It's just an HTML file.
Yeah, you can run it offline.
It's just a regular HTML file. Dude. You can just put it on a USB stick.
Sir, we call those websites.
Come here. Well, it's a website you can run locally.
It's a local website. I should make a website.
Mr. will host it, and you can trust them. And just,
BitcoinCalculator.com. Does it exist?
I'm sure it already does.
It's not a calculator though. Don't call it that.
Calculator. I like
that
it.
gave me the totally wrong idea just based on the name.
No, it's literally a calculator. It's literally what it does. It does the math. All it does is just get you the keys.
Don't listen to
your
TC.
public. It gets you the private and public keys and all the details to that wallet by doing math. It's a literal calculator. That's exactly what it is, to the T.
To the T. And by the way, TC, we were saying once you have this built out, you could probably figure out how to update the TI calculator's firmware so that it just runs this. I mean, you literally have a Bitcoin calculator with like a TI calculator that you probably already have sitting in a drawer.
So wait, allow. Hold on. At least what kind of? I'm not going to make it too much. Either 2 or 3. 3 or 4 is probably going to be the biggest.
F that, man. Just make it. It can just generalize it. Just to say M of N multi-sig, right? And so what it will do for you automatically is it will generate the N number of signers that you choose.
Okay. All right.
You know, and it'll give you all that stuff, and then it'll give you the output descriptor, and we'll listen.
Can I use it to figure out my 24th word?
Of course.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Yeah. That's what it's for. That's exactly what it's for. Hold on. All right. So allow to make M of N multi-sig and also the duration. I needed to find out all the duration paths that are standard on each wallet. So like software wallets and hardware wallets. But I'm pretty sure, dude, they're all the same now.
They're all pretty standardized if you're using like regular standards, but you probably want to make sure that it can make like a legacy, a nested SegWit, a native SegWit.
Oh, I already have that. It's already does that.
Yeah. And then for multi-sig, it's just the derivation path is M48002,
which is also that's standard.
Standardized. So yeah, man, that would be dope. Because there's not very many. There's actually really there's not very many good ways to make a multi-sig like offline unless you have a bunch of devices and are doing it using like Sparrow or something.
Yeah. All right. I want to do the multi-sig tomorrow. That's the only thing. What else? There's nothing else. Can you think of anything else? I was sitting here for fucking like 5 hours trying to think of shit, and I don't know what else to do. I think that's all of it.
I think that's good enough for me. I'll use it if it does all that stuff. Fuck show.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I want to do the multi-sig tomorrow. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done for now. But I need you, before I do anything else, I need you to test out the BitBox dice roll with it. And then once you do that, I will publish it.
Okay. I'll try to do that tonight. Wait, you sent me the file?
Yeah, I sent you the file and to get to just GitHub. I think the best part about this is fucking people are seeing the difference in the different formats that you could have a private key. I think that's going to like help a lot of people understand just like what a private key even fucking is. Because right now all they know is like the seed words, right? But like that's just a format of a private key.
All right, TC. Are you on board now?
Yeah,
Bitcoin
no, I
calculator?
get it. I just hate the name. You need a better name.
No, stop
No,
it.
no, no.
That's literally
that's
what it is, though,
context.
man.
No. I understand that, and you understand that, Mr. Hoddle. But that's not the purpose of names. Names have to actually create a unique identity. Number one,
We're not
and
making
number
this for
two,
the
they have
normies.
to associate with the functionality in the right way to like help the
Yeah, but I'm not
person
making a
like
business or anything.
internalize it.
I'm not creating like a business.
I know.
It's a
You just
calculator.
gotta come up with a clever fucking name, dude. Fucking
He
people
doesn't
who are
like it
vibe
because
coding, people who are vibe coding every fucking type of bullshit out there come up with clever little names for their fucking GitHub projects, dude. You need a
he doesn't
clever
like it
little
because it
name.
sounds too much like calendar.
Now you need like I was thinking actually the word checksum is actually pretty cool, and like you could probably find some play off the word checksum, and that actually evokes the whole thing about calculating
Yeah, TC, the idea
your
is that
key
That's
and
too
shit like that.
complicated, bro.
Just
the
Nobody knows
saying,
idea
what
you
is
need a
that
that
better
means.
name.
you have this
Nobody knows what that
calculator
means.
with you at all times in your car, and this calculator, which is on a USB sticks, can create safe Bitcoin wallets, or maybe you have some dice with you with this calculator in your car, and this calculator could just create safe Bitcoin wallets at any time of day, at any like you don't need anything. All you need is something that could read a USB stick. That's it. Like I don't know how much more. Like I think a calculator is exactly what
Wait,
it's
Mr. Hoddle, you should call it time chain calculator.
time chain calculator. I don't know. Is that you might have a trademark on that name?
But it's
No,
not calculating the
your
time
trademark
chain.
on time
Like
chain calendar.
you should focus on naming it something that helps somebody understand like what they do with it. Cause like, dude, I heard the name Bitcoin calculator and I'm like, oh, where are you getting the price feed from if it's offline? Like
That's true,
you see
Wicked.
how the name was
He
misleading
did
there?
say that. And if I didn't tell you, Wicked, like what this was, you might also think that like, oh, it's calculating the price of Bitcoin somehow or some shit.
No, I would have never thought that.
I'm gonna take a poll.
You would
Someone
never
create a poll
build a tool
on
that
the name of this shit.
Hey, get out of the street. Come here.
Hey, so
It's actually
what do you
called.
two
Come here. Come here.
what do you two gigabrain autists think about the whole like debate that's raging that thanks to JW Weatherman about how we should be like
No, JW
using
Weatherman is a
core
fucking
on
retard.
a
That's part of
laptop
why I'm
and
building.
like
This is
how BIP
TC.
39 is like incomplete and
TC.
like dangerous and people shouldn't use it.
This is one of the reasons why this is getting built. Is to fucking demonstrate the retard that JW
I
fucking
knew it
is.
had relevance. Dude, I remember when JW Weatherman was telling everybody about 7 CDs fucking 5 years ago. I remember when he was making the rounds and then he fucking went into hibernation and then Coldcard gets hacked and it's like fucking he
Dude,
comes out, the Wookiee comes out of hibernation to fucking FUD everyone, dude.
I have tweets between the two of us where like we talk about Coldcard, and I'm like, I'm sure they'll never fuck up, and then he's like, yeah, I bet they will. It's from like 2021 or some shit. It's like, oh, man,
Oh, dude, he's doing a victory dance like
was
on
painful.
steroids
It was
right now.
painful to look through those because he was so right.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping after people actually see what happens when you roll some dice, how it gets you a Bitcoin Core key and a seed, maybe then people start realizing that like what he's talking about is fucking retarded. Because I mean, as long as the entropy is good.
It's like the only point they have is like, yeah, make sure you're on the right derivation path. Maybe it's a good idea to like document the master fingerprint too, so that you can like, right away know if you're in the right wallet or not. It's like little things like that. But
Well,
they're
this
trying
will
to
give
use all
you.
that. They're trying to use all that to like undermine BIP 39, which to me is a revelatory UI improvement on like how we even interact with the seed material. Like to throw that out, I think is ridiculous.
Well, it's a good thing that no one is throwing it out. So fucking, I don't mind. Listen, I don't care if people save a bunch of Wallet.dat files. Like I have a Wallet.dat file. Like I don't care. But to say that a seed word
Dude,
is
I
not
thought
secure.
CD-ROMs like fucking start degrading after about 12
No,
years. I thought like the information on those things
He
goes
had it.
fucking bad.
He's
Like,
telling people to save a Wallet.dat file on a CD-ROM, but you could save it on fucking anything. You could save a Wallet.dat file on USB sticks. Like you could literally save it on anything. It's just I like to have I like to have a digital copy, which is a Wallet.dat. But I also like to have a fucking physical copy, which is the seed, right? Like I don't understand why we can't have both. Like what? As long as the entropy is good, as long as the entropy is good, you're fine. You cut out, Wicked. What'd you say?
Are you sure the entropy is good, though? Are you sure it's good?
Well, it'll tell you if it's good. As you roll, when you enter a character, every character that you enter, it will give you the amount of entropy that seed has. Now, remember, this can't tell the randomness, right? Like, it has no way of knowing if it was random what you're putting in. But it can tell you the entropy. Like, the entropy, it could easily tell you.
I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean it can tell you the entropy? What does that even mean?
Are you fucking with me right now? It calculates how long it would take to brute force that key with every character that you put in.
But it's just doing a simple calculation,
Yeah,
right?
Of course. How else is it supposed to do it?
That's like that. Well, so like if someone put in a bunch of zeros, it would mistakenly say that.
Well, that's not a random. You might have a lot of entropy, but if you're just fucking putting in a bunch of zeros, I'm sure someone's going to be able to guess that.
So entropy to you is just how many bits there is.
How many bits? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, randomness is different than entropy. That's two different things.
Right.
Those are two completely different things. They're two completely separate things. But
TC has funny thinking sounds.
yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. I'm excited to. Oh, okay. Ant's gonna test it. All right, Ant. What?
Bro, I'm gonna
excited for
rename
the.
it. I'll rename it for you, Mr. Huddle.
He has a good name. He has a good name.
Oh, Ant has a good name. Wait, make sure you don't say it out loud. You gotta go secure the fucking website, the domain.
He might secure it already. It's a penny.
All right,
it's secure the domain. A penny to secure, apparently.
Before you fucking say it out loud.
Ant, come on stage. Did you play with it? Did you open it?
Then you can tell everybody. It's probably working right now, man.
Oh shit! Sorry,
people have jobs.
I forgot.
And shit.
What the hell are they doing out here? They're listening to us. They have jobs.
Oh, because they're listening to us while they're working. That's what people do. Multitasking. All right, okay, Bitcoin, I'll bring you up. Once the multi-sig thing is working, I'll tell you what. Okay. So, what sucks balls, real big balls, is setting up different accounts in a multi-vendor multi-sig. That sucks big balls. And
you were cutting in and out there. All I heard you say was suck balls over and over.
Why are you just talking about
and you said that right when you brought up gay Bitcoins. So I don't know what's going on here right now.
What you should be able to do with this?
Hey, that's my dead name.
Suck balls. Yeah, suck balls. Well, you're on stage
just
too.
Dead names me.
I'm going to card now. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, go somewhere better. I heard half of what you said. You were cutting out like crazy. Say that again.
Chauncey, I
Okay.
want to
I also
hear
I
about
have
your
another
mining rigs, man. That sounded crazy.
mining thing. All right.
He
You
got a
guys talk
mining
about that
farm.
for a couple minutes. I'm gonna get to a better
All
spot.
right.
Oh, it's not my mining farm, but I'm out here with a buddy of mine, working on these giga hydro mine trailers, and there's two trailers side by side with these huge coils on the top of them, you know, for all the liquid to kind of run through, cool off. There's 210 miners in each container, or spots for miners in each container. There's 420 miners total. And we're waiting. We got one of the boxes full, and then the other one is like maybe a fourth of the way full. And we're waiting. Here in about 25 minutes, we're going to get a shipment of like 100 and something, 110 brand new S21 XP hydros that we're going to unbox and place into this container that's empty. And then we were just cutting a bunch of
Are those things
bellows.
super? Are those things super cheap now because all the public miners are closing up shop?
That's a good question. Hey, Chet, what are the price on these miners? Like, has the price gone down since? Yeah, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. How much money does, like, has the price trended down or price trended up? For the full container? Wow. Okay, so check this out. When did you fill this first container up? And you said it was how much? You said it was 5? No. Okay, so we filled the first container up last year in October, and it was about $5.5 million worth of miners in that container. And this new
last year in October.
And this one
Okay.
that we're filling up now, like to fill up
Uh-huh.
the entire thing, is $600,000.
Oh, so it fucking collapsed.
Literally collapsed. Literally just fucking bottom fell
Holy
out.
shit, bro. Not only did it collapse, I mean, so it collapsed in dollar terms, but even in Bitcoin terms.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. No. Never mind. It went the opposite way. So it didn't collapse as much in Bitcoin terms, actually. It
But
collapsed
did a
more in
little
dollar
bit.
terms than
Yeah.
it did in
Dude,
than it
all
did
I
in
know
Bitcoin
is
terms.
that
But
the
yeah, still did.
S19 generation miners, you can't give them away at this
Oh,
point.
those things.
They're
Yeah,
like,
those things are
like if you're
fucking.
getting $50 for one of those things, you're doing good. And those things were selling north of 10,000 a pop back
Dude,
in
I
2020.
remember.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Those things were, yeah, that was like nearly a whole fucking Bitcoin.
I think I spent $4,000 on one.
When did they first come out?
Remember when they did the black box Bitcoin miners that put on the side of your house? Some dude up in Colorado was doing those.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's when I bought.
Theory was doing something like that.
I got raped on some miners whenever I bought one of those boxes.
Imagine spending a whole Bitcoin on S19.
Oh man.
Well, it's not as bad as the amount of Bitcoin Mr. Hodl spent on his miners back in the day. So,
That still doesn't compare to me to people dropping like $1 million on an NFT. You know, like that.
You're guaranteed to lose all of your Bitcoin doing that.
I don't fully believe that anyone actually did that.
You think it was just wash traded to make
I'm
it
sure.
look like
I'm sure
that?
there was a couple. I'm sure there was a couple of suckers, but I think most of it was wash trading. Had to have been.
Yeah.
I've gone through a bad patch again. Wait a second. So, Mr. Hodl, can you hear me now?
Yes.
What another thing that'd be really nice with the multi-sig is you being able to give it the. Oh, you know what the problem is? Is that every time you change the account, it's a different Xpub, and that's the part that takes the longest. So it really does need to have like. Was that?
How did you? I mean, you're saying if you change the account within one of the quorums, like in with one of the keys?
If you change the account and any of the keys, it changes the Xpub of that
You
particular
can't
key.
you can't change the account when you do that. They have to be all the same, no? You're gone again. I don't hear you. Am I wrecked? Hello? Anyone hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
No,
You need a
sorry.
better name.
Yeah, no. No, I was just trying to think of. I was trying to think of a better way to make a multi-sig wallet with multiple accounts that would be like easy, where you didn't have to give it the underlying seed of each signer. But I realized that every time you change the derivation path with the account index, you also generate a new Xpub. And I don't think without the seed, you can just get the Xpubs. Like, you need to have the seed in order to get the Xpub from the different derivation path, right? Because I don't know if it really solves the problem if you're trusting this piece of software to generate you all, let's say, 3 seeds of a 2 of 3, then
No,
I don't know.
you're not thinking of it the right way. You're not trusting the software to do anything. All you're doing is trusting the software that it reads your entropy, dude. It's not going to generate anything for
Sure.
you. You have to generate it.
Sure. That you're doing the dice. Okay, right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're not trusting it's a calculator. It's a fucking calculator.
I actually, I mean, this is interesting. So I mean, I think I'll definitely look into this, because I want to know like how the UX is in terms of the entropy entry. And
every
like
character, every time you type in a character, it's going to spit it out. You type in a character,
right. But I'm just saying, in terms of like, if you are going to update this to support multi-sig, you're going to have to think about the actual UX of how you're entering the entropy for each signer, or not for each signer, for each seed, right? Because it's, like, you're going to have to enter the entropy for the first one, then click next and do it for the second one, then click next and do it for the third one, right? Or you bring some prior keys with you to set it up, or some prior seeds with
well,
you.
You're gonna have to. You say like when you enter your numbers, or like when you actually put in. It's gonna be fucking.
Yeah, so like,
it's gonna be annoying.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I would say, I mean, just dial it in for single sig, and then let someone else fucking add to it for the multi-sig. And maybe I'll think about how to do that, because I don't know, I probably have
No, I mean,
more
there's the
experience than
only
you,
way.
so.
I mean, like with this particular calculator, the only way to
Bad
do it is
name.
you have to put in the numbers yourself. So no matter what, if you're gonna have a multi-sig, you're literally gonna have to generate a key for each one manually. There's no
Right, but then for the multi-sig section, like, you're just bringing in the keys that you had already generated
yeah. You just bring in that. Yeah, you bring.
And so what I'm saying is, it'd be nice to just have like multi-sig mode, where you do the entire setup, but like all
I see
self-contained
in
with
one thing.
multi-sig mode.
Yeah. We could do that. That's easy. Yeah, I'll tell the clanker to get on that. Yeah. Just have a tab, like a multi-sig tab.
I don't know how good is the clanker at like having some good UX flow.
Bro, check this out, and then tell me. Like, I think
did it just one
bro?
shot?
It one shotted it, man. Like, it made it so. Like, I used a few different clankers to get the right prompt, like exactly how I wanted it, and then once it did it, it just fucking did it. It did it all. It did everything in one shot. And then I noticed.
Yeah, that's the biggest alpha with any sort of like LLM is to work with the LLM to actually perfect the prompt before you try to even one shot it. And you gotta like fucking get a really
you gotta get the prompts right.
dialed in prompt. Yep. and then you fucking say go on pro mode or whatever
I just noticed.
mode you're
I
in.
realized that because I remember BitBox and Keystone that they do the different dice, and after I already built it, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is this going to work with BitBox? And then it was like, no, actually it won't. I'm like, all right, well, we need to change that. And then it changed it. Now it works with BitBox. Well, I hope it works with BitBox. That's why I need you. I need
Yeah,
you to,
I'll
yeah.
test it. I'll test it. All right.
But other than that, yeah, it did everything in one shot. It's fucking wild.
Hey, Wiki, can I jump in?
Yeah, what's up, man? How's it
Good,
going?
man. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Quick question on the multi-sig. When you're
Mhm.
setting it up, and I'm looking at Nunchuk specifically, is there any difference
Okay.
on multi-sig custom or multi-sig group?
Yes. So multi-sig group is kind of their own specialized feature where you can set it up with like different people. And so I've actually used that when I did a bet for BIP 110.
Oh, yeah.
where
Puncher?
where we
Puncher?
needed.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't use it for Puncher. I used it for someone
Okay.
else. And Ant was the arbiter, and so each of us held a key in Nunchuk, and then we made a 2 of 3 group wallet. And so basically, the group multi-sig is just software that coordinates the setup and the signing between multiple
Okay.
parties,
So
so that each of them can hold a key.
how does that work on backing that up?
So backing that up for a group, each person is responsible for their own seed backup,
Yep.
right? And then in each person's Nunchuk wallet, there's a copy of the output descriptor, and then you can back up the output descriptor elsewhere if you want, right? But it's already it's pretty redundant from the start because because you have people holding their own keys away, and then maybe with an extra backup of the output descriptor, but all 3 will have a copy of it. So it should be pretty redundant for that type of setup. For the custom multi-sig, this is where for the custom multi-sig, you can set it up and still distribute the keys however you want. It's just that the coordination of the signing isn't as smooth, right? Like what makes the group one really nice is instead of like signing the PSBT, so creating a transaction, saving the unsigned PSBT, signing it, and then passing that off kind of one after another, right? So that's like a pretty bad, I don't know, or like pretty clunky flow, right? Because before the group multi-sig, that's kind of the only way you can do it with having signers distributed between a bunch of people is you'd have to hand off the PSBT in some other channel, like you'd send it in X or like in an email or whatever, right? That was clunky as fuck, and so group kind of solves that. But if you're just doing it by yourself and you're the one who's managing all the keys, then you can do the custom one, and then it's the PSBT signing that you're already familiar with, where you put it in the signer, like you save it as SD, save it on an SD, you put it in the signer, you sign it, and then let's see, I'm trying to think here. Then you upload it, and that'll show it with one signature, and then you do the and then you export it again to the SD card, put it in the different signer, sign it, right? And there's also, if any of the signers do it through QR code, then you can do it that way as well. But you just do it one after the other.
Okay.
Right?
So specifically for like when backing up, so say you have 3 group signers, or even with multi-sig, you have 3 or 2 of 3, and you lose one of your hardware devices, and say you lose one of your seed phrases of the 3. You're going to need, so the way I understand it, you're going to need one of the Xpubs, to combine with the other 2 in order to like flow that into like a Sparrow account or whatever to re-pull that up. Is that correct?
Yeah, so for multi-sig, it's usually referred to as the output descriptor,
Yeah.
but that's basically a copy of all the Xpubs and all the derivation paths used in that multi-sig. And so you'll need that file, assuming that you don't have access to the wallet where you set everything up. You'll basically need to import that file into a new wallet, and that effectively gives you kind of the watch-only wallet version of that particular wallet. And then from there, you can start, crafting and signing transactions. Kind of the same way with the single sig when you upload the Xpub there, right? But if you still have if you still have Sparrow Wallet where you set things up, then the output descriptor is already in there, right?
Yeah, right.
So the circumstance where you'd kind of have to do like a recovery type of thing is where you've lost access to the wallet where you set it up, whether that be Nunchuk or Sparrow or whatever, and you lost access to one of the signers and the backup of its seed. And so all you have left is a copy of the output descriptor and two of the signers or two of the seed phrases, right?
I'm following you. Yeah.
Yep. And in that case, then yes, you would import the output descriptor into your wallet, which would kind of generate that particular wallet as a watch only. And then from there you could start, doing crafting of transactions and signing, right? Using the two keys you have left. Yep.
Okay. So in my mind, that combines the 3 Xpubs, and then you have the 2 wallets that you still have with, the master seed, and then you're able to sign a transaction after you reconfigure all that on whatever you're doing it on. Is that kind of right?
And a lot of these, kind of, yep. And a lot of these devices that you're setting these things up on will either store it automatically on the device, like keep a copy of it on the device, or they'll prompt you after you've set it up to load it in. Yeah, load it into the device. So like on Coldcard, you would have to load the output descriptor on the device after you've set everything up so that it was aware that it was part of a multi-sig. And that was like, in some advanced settings, menus or whatever. On foundation devices, it literally prompts you after you've set it up to like scan the QR, right? On any of the devices where you plug it in, like the BitBox, or if you have like a Jade plugged in or whatever, it will automatically pass it over after it's been set up. And typically, I'm thinking actually for the BitBox, it actually doesn't save it until the first time you've signed with it. So you sign with it, and then it says, "Oh, this is part of a multi-sig. Do you want to, like save this multi-sig on the device?" And then you click yes, and then it effectively saves the output descriptor on the device. So you have a backup on the device as well.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, totally understand. All right. So 2 more questions real quick. I'll fire them off. A lot of these newer devices are using Bluetooth encrypted. Your thoughts on that? And then the other one is open source devices generating a 12 or 24 word seed phrase. What's your opinion on that anymore after the Coldcard event?
Sure. I don't use the Bluetooth stuff. I know a lot of people do. I've used it in the past. Like I used to have a Ledger Nano X that had the Bluetooth, and I used it back then because I did whatever was most convenient. So it is very convenient. But I don't know. I guess I'm just like I'm that old man who doesn't want to change his ways now that I'm comfortable.
I mean,
with like
the problem with QR codes and Bluetooth and NFC is that you don't see what's being like transferred. Like it's not human readable. So like you have to trust that's what's being transferred is secure. And
but you still are like you're seeing the details and confirming them on the device, right? So as long as you're trusting that the device is displaying what is being transferred, then you're not going to be signing anything that's other than what's displayed on the device. I mean, there's some nuance here, right? And I think it's especially like it's okay. Well, actually, let me ask this: does Nunchuk even support any of the Bluetooth
No, no,
stuff in any of these
not the,
devices?
no.
Yeah, so it's only the
Well,
paired
yeah. So
software wallets that support
yeah,
it,
they're
right?
using QR codes and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, they're not
and
doing
I,
the Bluetooth.
and you can do like you can either. So I think even with Nunchuk, like you can plug in some of the devices. Like I think they might have support for the BitBox Nova now if you just plug it right into your phone. You can do like kind of the plugged-in way to do it, and then you can do let's see here. For the other ones, you can do like QR code stuff, and you can even do the SD card stuff. By the way, the Foundation Passport would ship with this nifty little SD card reader that you could plug it into your phone. That was kind of nice to have because then you could start doing like SD card PSBT signing from the phone,
Okay.
right? If QR codes weren't available. But anyways, so yeah, that's kind of that. I guess that maybe that answers the Bluetooth thing. Like I still don't really trust it. I would rather just do QR codes.
Well, let me
And
ask you this: like, how would somebody be able to hack encrypted Bluetooth if you're like in your, well, as you would put it, the tunnels between the cities, doing a
right?
transaction? Like, how would anybody?
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
bunker
bunker
down
with the
below.
tunnels going to
I don't
somewhere.
know.
Like,
I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I'm just being
yeah, right. I get it.
Ooga
I think
conspiratorial
the
or
QR
whatever. Yeah,
they're experienced in the Bluetooth anyway. Bluetooth is always finicky, in my opinion. Just scan 2 codes. It's a lot easier, it seems to me.
yeah. I mean, the one thing is like if you want to have any of the Nonce Exfil stuff, like prevention, then it seems like, well, you started working on this, right, Shooter? Did you work on it at all?
Yeah, well, I mean,
You,
but yeah, I built something that worked on a DIY Jade and a Sparrow with Anti-Exfil on testnet.
How many rounds back and forth with the QRs did you have to do
So it's
for
just
that?
an extra round. So right, instead of like Sparrow showing 1 QR and then the Jade showing the signed one, there's 2 more. So basically Sparrow, Jade, Sparrow, Jade. So it takes like 10 extra seconds.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad at all. So yeah, I mean, I think QR codes are probably the best UX
Blockstream just
now
rolled it
that
out.
they're kind of dialed in.
Yep, they're letting you now pair your Jade or whatever by QR on the desktop app. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Also on the calculator, I have the QR codes for every address. So like, you'll basically have a QR code for your the private key. You have a QR code for all your public address, your Xpub.
Are you supporting BBQR?
No.
Come on, bro. What if I want to scan those things with my Coldcard Q?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. Maybe. I don't know. Try it. I'm not. The only thing I have in the Coldcard is people want to check the dice rolls, how the Coldcard did it. Because I think that was the most simple way of doing it, right? Just 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Like, just like punch in the number that you get, and then that's it. I think that's the most convenient way. But if I just put the other ones, because why not?
How do those ones work? Those ones are like, does it do the thing where it converts it to like a 1 or a 0, depending on the number?
I believe so. Yeah. If you do the quarters, I think it's just 1s and 0s.
Ben Arc has something like
Because there's. Oh shit! Wait a minute. You know what? No, I didn't have. I completely forgot to add that. I meant to add that, and I fucking forgot to put quarters. I just did the dice. I'll put in quarters tomorrow when I do the multi-sig. I'll also put in quarters, so you could do just 1s and 0s.
Yeah, you gotta put in quarters. But I mean, like, I guess what I'm saying is like, how does the conversion work when you're doing it on the BitBox or the Keystone? Do you know the difference just mathematically?
No,
I know like Coldcard's doing Okay, never mind. I'll look into that.
Yeah,
I think it's the difference between like
ask
doing
your
like
flanker.
base 6 and base 10 or some shit.
Yeah. I told it exactly. It does it exactly. So like to get the seed words, you have to calculate it first. Like after you're done putting all your numbers, you click calculate, and then you'll spit out the seed words for that calculation with the hex format and the WIF format, so you could use it with Bitcoin Core. It's just that's how you do. But you can't put into like what I learned was if you have a Wallet.dat, you can't get the words from that. You could get a Wallet.dat from the words, but you can't get the words from a Wallet.dat.
Interesting.
Which I didn't know that.
So Wallet.dat is like it's a sub. It's a what's what I'm looking for? It's a subgroup of the actual Bit39 seed words.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Shinobi told me that. But I was like, that's not what I was trying to do. I was like, you would, the idea is that you bring in the entropy and then it will give you both. But like, if you want, say you have words, right? Say if you already have the words and you want to use those words in the Bitcoin Core wallet, well, now you'll be able to do that. Also, if you have the words and you just want to get the Xpubs or something to those words without having like, a phone or anything like that, you'll be able to do that as well without any internet, without anything. It's a calculator. It fucking does. It basically does the calculations for. So they wanted to do the name seed roller, but it does more than roll seeds, right? It checks the validity of the seed and everything that goes with that seed, with the key. I don't think it's like, I don't know. I still like Bitcoin Calculator.
So seed roller sounds good.
You like seed roller?
I mean, it's not a seed if it's not valid, right?
But like then you would think this is just a seed, but this isn't just a seed. The whole point of this is so people could see that your seed and your Wallet.dat is basically the same things. The entropy is right if you roll the entropy. You get what I'm saying, TC? It's not only the seed, it's the private key too. It's like,
Yeah. Well, it's a private key. It's the Xpubs. It's the addresses.
it's the whole thing. Yeah, it's
everything but signing, basically.
It's literally what it is. Everything but signing, yes.
I mean, you could probably add in signing, but that's just more complicated.
No, because then it would have to store the seed or the private key, and this doesn't store seeds or private keys. That's the whole point.
It could be stateless, like a seed signer. Like in the moment where you're setting, in the moment where you're setting things up, it obviously has access to it, in that like it's in the memory at some point. And so
yeah, but it's going to be
memory,
annoying. Every time you want to send a transaction, you have to open the shit up, import it private, put in the private key, then take the hex.
Well, no, because you'd have. I mean, the other thing that you should probably do is you should be able to output the seed QR format.
Isn't that what seed signer users have to do every time?
Yeah, exactly. And Jade, if you're using it in stateless.
I
mean, I guess I can add a way so you could just create a transaction.
You should have
work out there.
The QR code, the QR code generator, where it shows the user one square at a time of the QR, so that they can actually document it.
Yeah. Well, we're just rebuilding seed signer.
I know he's building fucking Mr. Hodl wallet.
Does that right with their seed thing? They show you how to.
It's not a wallet.
Scooter, you're coming in and out.
Dude, if you ever did come out with a wallet, Mr. Hodl would be a great name for a wallet.
And he's gone. Oh, there he comes.
He knows I'm right.
Reggie, you had a second question. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, it was just generating seed phrases on open source hardware other than the Coldcard.
Oh yeah.
Said we're recreating a seed signer, but
I mean, I guess that's kind of what we're talking about
we're
right now.
not. No, we're not, because the seed signer doesn't give you
Yeah,
a
we are.
Bitcoin
No,
Core format of a seed, right? Like you just get the
that's true.
BIP39
That's true.
seed. It does.
Okay,
It
yours
doesn't
has
give
extra
you. It doesn't
features.
give
We
you
get
any
it,
details to the like. You don't get any of
bro.
that.
We're already sold, dude. We're already sold, man. Yours is superior. We get
If
it.
I thought there was something out there that does this, I wouldn't be thinking of this shit right now. But I realized that
Well, wait. Why don't you just fork Seed Signer and fucking add it to that project, since it's already kind of built out everything else.
I mean, I don't know. I already built this out. It's already built. Took me like an hour to do. It's already done.
It's too late.
It's already built. It's already there. Also, I like it. I like that it's an HTML file. I like that. It makes it a lot.
That's true.
An HTML file makes it a lot more convenient.
Yeah, more
much
accessible.
more accessible. Way more accessible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fucking talk about the I don't know, man. Like the whole Seed Signer thing, I like it. It's a cool project. I like using the Seed Signer. Like it's I even like just the UX of it all, and like I don't know. It's a cool idea, but you're probably not going to convince very many people to do that shit. And then like the initial setup where it's like download this weird application so you can like flash the firmware on this fucking SD card. It feels not very accessible, if I'm being honest.
Or you have an HTML file on a USB stick, and bam, you got yourself a wallet.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to ask
Open it
Reggie,
up.
like, are you asking about these apps and wallets that just generate them for you just because you want to get a feel for how much people trust them, or are you? I mean, I guess the question is are you against like rolling dice or some of these other methods of actually generating your own keys yourself?
I mean, no, I generated a seed phrase 10 years ago. But with this Coldcard stuff, and it's kind of funny, I bought a Q and a Mark IV, and I imported my seed phrase, thank God. And, I didn't have any issues. And it's kind of like what Wicked's saying. I like looking at numbers. I'm a little bit older. It's kind of like the BlackBerry era. I like looking at the screen of numbers and digits and stuff. So I enjoyed using that platform. But then after that, it's like, I don't know, man. Like you have to question everything. So looking at all the different manufacturers out there that are, open source, and then, setting up a multi-sig of however, like if you want to do something new, like what do you trust to generate, a seed phrase? I understand that doing a multi-sig, whether it's 2 or 3, 3 or 5, or whatever it is going to be a lot safer. And then understanding how that works. But
I say
would
trust
start.
no one. I mean that's what put me down the dice rolling rabbit hole, because
yeah, I know, and that's going to be my next thing. Like, but if these hardware wallets are open source, and this bug on Coldcard was discovered, because some dude or whoever or backdoor deal pulled the rug or whatever with bad code. That stuff's out in the open. Like people, I would assume, have already discovered that stuff and have already looked into it. So that's why I'm asking. Open source hardware wallets that generate seed phrases. I mean, what's your guys' opinion as of right now?
I would say that now more than ever, it's pretty unlikely that a bug as catastrophic as the one that we just saw happen is ever going to happen again with these open source wallets. Now, one thing to note is, we're talking about specifically with the firmware that people can see, but there are still attack surfaces with these devices because they might not actually be running the firmware that you think that you think they're running, right? So, and someone like JW is going to tell you, and even like, the manufacturers themselves, if they're being honest, they'll tell you that there's no way you can actually verify that the device is running the firmware you flash on it, right? Because it can tell you that it's the right firmware and tell you that the signatures are good and flash the green light, but you never actually know if the bootloader's adding some shit or just running something else after you've put on what you think is a good firmware.
Yeah, and that's
right.
that's stemming from, and I've heard this before, where you go to a faulty site to put on the new firmware to a device or whatever, your app, and you're on a bad site, and it.
Yeah, so that's I would say that's like a little different because a lot of firmwares do have checks in place to make sure that you're not uploading firmware that doesn't have their signatures. So like they'll tell you a lot of the times, or a lot of them will. Even the Coldcard did it, and I think some of the other ones do it as well. But they'll tell you if there we go. I think I have better internet now. They'll tell you if it's if it's firmware that's fucking being shipped by someone else, right? If it's malware that you downloaded from a fake site. But what you don't know and what you can never know is if the actual people writing the firmware for the device, right? Like the folks working at BitBox or the folks working at CoinKite or working at Foundation or Blockstream or whatever. Like if those guys are shipping malware and then it's on their actual site, then of course it's going to have their signatures and the device isn't going to tell you that it's bad because it's coming from them. And then they're probably not going to ship the malware in their open source code because people might find it. What they'll do instead is they'll just ship a device that never even runs the firmware that you think it's running, right? And it's doing like the Nonce attack, under the hood with its own execution path, independent of whatever firmware you flash on it. So like that's the real risk if you're thinking real adversarially, because you really can never trust. Like you can't verify that the device is doing what you think it's doing, even if you're some expert who can actually look through all the open source code and verify there's no bugs and verify that the software is doing what you think it's doing. You never know if the hardware is actually following the software that you put on there.
Yeah,
right?
it's funny you said, like that's always been my worry with this stuff. It's like, how do you actually know?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what though. So because of all of the standards that a lot of these devices follow now, you can start to do things like cross-check across multiple devices to just ensure that you're getting what you're expected to get, right? So if you're doing like dice rolls, you can do the same dice rolls on multiple devices, make sure you're getting the same seeds, right? Or use, a piece of software like the one Mr. Hoddle's making now to like cross-check your dice roll seed generation, right? So you can do that kind of thing. And you can start to verify some of the aspects like that. And then for kind of I'd say the more sneaky type of attack, which would be the Nonce attack. For that type of attack, the only way that you can really verify that is by having the same seed either loaded into multiple devices or, if you have some software. Now, Mr. Hoddles won't do this because it's not going to do signing, but let's say, someone forks his project and enables like the signing of transactions, you can start to see if they're signing in the same ways, right? So if their signatures match, then you can be pretty certain that they're not fucking around and like putting your private key in the signature. Because that's the main, that's the attack that a lot of people are actually concerned about. No one actually thought that bad entropy was ever going to be a problem in these devices. It's almost like it was such a big blind spot because nobody even thought it could happen, just because it's, it's like such an obvious thing. Like, of course, you just fucking hook up the thing correctly and it generates the entropy it's supposed to. And like, who would ever think that this would be an attack vector? So no one really even thought this was going to happen, at least not in hardware devices. It's happened in the past in like, shitty software wallets. But you would think,
All right, so
people making these hardware wallets wouldn't make that mistake. So the people that wasn't even on their radar. What's always been on their radar, though, or at least since I've been paying attention, is this like Nonce attack. And that's where they start leaking bits of your private key in the actual signature.
Yeah, I was listening to the space you did that day when that was brought up, and that piqued my eyebrows.
Yep.
And so when you do that, when you send a transaction, like how do you even look if that's happening?
So the way that I would do it as a caveman who, doesn't actually fully understand this stuff, but can pretty easily check to see if things, look the same, is in something like Sparrow Wallet, when you sign a transaction, it shows you the hex of the transaction down below.
Okay.
So it literally shows you it basically shows you the whole transaction put in hex, which includes the signature.
The hexadecimal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And that includes the signature in there. And so the idea is if you set up the transaction and then you sign it using two different devices, right? So it's like the same PSBT, but signed with two different devices that have the same seed loaded on them. So let's say you've got you've got your 24-word seed, you load it on your Coldcard and you load it on your BitBox. Okay, so both are, both have it loaded on. And now you put in the PSBT to both devices, you sign the same transaction. And now when you upload it back to Sparrow, it's going to show you that transaction hex for both signed versions of that transaction. And if there's any differences, then you know one of two things. Either A, they're choosing their nonces differently, and maybe that's okay, like maybe it's not a bad thing, or B, like there's some fuckery going on, and so then you can start investigating further if that happens. But if they match, then you can be pretty certain that they're following the same standard and that you're good to go, right? And now I'm not going to pretend like I know enough about like nonce selection and how that actually works. I should probably learn that, just because, if we're being, I don't know, if I'm actually trying to test these things, I should probably understand it a little better. But that's my ooga booga thought, at the very least.
Anti-Exfil protection against this. Do you know about this at all, Reggie? Like how this kind of attack could be mitigated?
I didn't. You cut out. Can you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Basically, other than having a second device to check to make sure that the transaction is exactly the same, there was a protocol that Blockstream had put together where basically what you do is, because in this case you're worried that the device is going to leak your seed slowly. So what you do is in the nonce. So what you do is you tell the device, hey device, here's this envelope, and I want you to give me your entropy right now. Like, let's commit to a secret that a nonce that you're going to commit to right now. And then it takes that nonce and then it adds it to the transaction before having the device actually sign it. So now the device is signing basically like, the hash of the secret that it gave originally. So this doesn't allow them.
Doesn't allow it to have any fuckery, basically, on the device itself. Right. But it has to be adopted by the software wallet.
Exactly. Yeah, the software wallet would have to have basically add another round trip of QRs instead of the first QR is like a commitment and from Sparrow, and then the second QR that comes from Sparrow would actually be the file to sign.
I got more information. Are you curious? You want some more information? What we could do here?
About what? About what?
So about the Bitcoin calculator.
We're keeping that name, huh? I
I
like
think
it.
so. For now, yeah.
Wait, so wait, one question though. So is the website going to be the Bitcoin
I don't have a
calculator or
website.
just
I don't
Bitcoin
fucking have a
calculator?
website yet. I don't know. There's no website. There's just a fucking file. I'm not creating a website.
Come on, bro. You haven't secured the website
No.
yet?
But hold on. So the multi-sig is going to be easy.
All right. Well, it's too late now. Someone else got it already at this point.
Creating a multi-sig is going to be easy. Creating a multi-sig wallet is going to be a piece of cake. It's actually going to it's going to be nice UX.
Yeah, you drag the M of N like how it is in
Yeah.
Sparrow.
They'll be able to do all of that.
All right. Just make sure that you can't fucking make the M larger than the N. Like, make sure those sliders can't go past each other. There's some UX there, which I'm not sure the fucking AI is going to one shot.
All right, I'll talk to it. The PSBT though is going to be a little difficult. So what you could do is, if you already, because it's not going to be able to know the UTXOs that you want to spend. It's not going to be able to know the fee estimation. Like, you won't be able to know any of that. But if you have already like a UTXO, like if you already have a wallet and you want to copy all that and just like it will create a PSBT for you, but you already have to have all that information to create the PSBT, right? Like, you need destination address, you need the amount that you're spending, and you need the fee.
Dude, you know what sucks? They were planning on adding this to the Coldcard fucking queue too. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, MVK was talking about how they're basically building a protocol that would let you snapshot your UTXO set.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
And then put it on the queue, and then you could actually start building your own PSBTs
right
on the device.
Oh, technically,
fuck,
dude,
man.
like, you could technically do this here too. I'm thinking now, like, I mean, like, if you have the UTXOs, like, if you know the UTXOs that you want, the flow would be something like this. It would be like, you take the UTXOs, the transaction ID, and the amount. You would take that on an online device, obviously. Like, you would need that, like, on a watch only wallet.
Yeah, we're just rebuilding. You're basically just rebuilding a full featured software wallet that's in an HTML file that you can run offline. I mean, that's basically what you're doing now. I think maybe we should nail the
calculator,
non-signing.
Yeah. I don't know why. You're the one that fucking made me fucking look into the whole signing.
No. No, that was just
all right. I'm not doing time. I'm gonna work on the multi-sig. I'm gonna do next tab is multi-sig.
I think signing can come next if need be, but I think there's plenty of
there's plenty of ways that you can sign
the
transactions. Yeah. That's what I think too. Okay. All right. Fuck the signing. Then we'll just gonna add the multi-sig layer, and that's it.
Yo, Mr. Hoddle, can you hear me? If you ever need to pass information from something else into your HTML, like, again, a QR and camera moves information pretty fucking good. So if you can define what you actually need and define a QR builder that, puts together all that information, again, the cameras and QRs pass information really fucking nicely between devices.
Trying to think. So, like, how would this work in this situation? Because, like, you do have QR codes. The seed, you get a QR code for everything. You get a QR code for every key. So, I mean, if you have a phone, you could just scan. You could scan the QR code and you could import the private key into any phone if you want. Right? Or no?
I don't know. All I heard was you say you need to know this information and that information and this information to be able to put the PSBT together.
No. To put the PSBT together, you would have to construct a transaction on a watch only type wallet already, with all the information already in the wallet.
That's connected to a node.
That's connected. Yeah, like you need an online machine that could determine the fees, and that could. Well, really, you just need the fees for that. But everything else, you still need a watch only wallet, so you could pick the UTXO that you want to spend from, or spend, and you need the address that you're going to be sending to. So like you're going to need a few things to create that PSBT. And I just think like, I don't know. I mean, you could make it. I could definitely make it. But I think like Wicked said, I think this makes more sense for now, at least, just to keep it as like a calculator, not to sign anything.
Keep it lightweight.
Yeah, we could do that later, though. We can. I mean, that's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. But for now, I think an HTML file that allows you to basically get all the information you need for creating a wallet. And if you already have a wallet, getting all the details that are associated with that seed or private key. I think that is what's not in existence right now.
And the fact that it'd be compatible across
everything, yeah,
or as well as
yeah.
BIP39.
You get basically right away as the role. Whenever you calculate the role, you'll get every format of that private key. So like you'll get your seed.
Do you know how Core handles multi-sigs?
I've never done a multi-sig with Core, dude.
Yeah, well, me neither.
I've only done it. I mean, it was just
Unchained. The reason I asked is because I'm wondering if if you're going to be building this, will it support kind of like a Core?
Yeah, if you have, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, you just have to open up you would have to, I don't know how it'll work with Core. I mean, you would import the file, I guess, that I don't know how, I've never done it with Core. I can't even explain it to you, honestly. If you've done a multi-sig with Core, you should know how to do it with this. I mean, I don't see why. As long as you have the keys, then you just import the keys. Yeah, what's up?
Like, they're pretty long. Like, how do you actually save them? They're saved on the device that you're running.
You could save it in different ways. You could save the hex format. You could, hold on. Let me get in here.
Am I just going to write it down on a piece of paper? Like, are they all in that?
No, you're going to have to copy and paste. You're not going to write this shit down on a piece of paper. You could print it out on a piece of paper.
You're talking about the private key, like the master Xpriv?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
How many characters is it in hex?
It's fucking long.
So 32? Is it 32 characters?
I don't know. Hold on.
Because it's 256 bits, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was 64 in hex.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, 64 times 16.
64 hex. 64 characters for hex. A 24-word seed.
So the master Xpriv is
or binary. It does have coin flips. It's got binary. You need to.
So that would be 512 bits. And I mean, I'm not saying that's how much entropy it has.
Yeah,
but that's
I get what you're saying.
That's the length. It is. So if you wrote it out in ones and zeros, it'd be 512 ones and zeros.
I mean, it's doable if you want to do it, but I think it'd be annoying.
Otherwise, how do you keep the seed offline? Like, I'm sorry, I'm coming in.
Well, you're right. I mean, you can write 64 fucking characters. I mean, that's not a huge thing to do. Like you've written a sentence before, right? You can handwrite a sentence.
I mean, you could, but you could also. I mean, he's asking how you do it without being online. I mean, you could put it on a USB stick.
Just fucking write it down.
You could write it down. I mean, there's many ways to do it that's not online. You get creative. Get some CDs. Get some CD-ROMs.
And this, so just to confirm, I mean, I'll check out the software once I get home because I'm in the car. But like, you can input your own Xpriv, right, and then get all the stuff out
and get everything out. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you put in that 64 digit hex, then it should be able to skip like the dice rolling step or whatever. Like there should be an input. There's an input feature as well as like a creation feature. Kind of like Blue Wallet almost, right?
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, very similar to Blue Wallet.
Can you also input 512 ones and zeros? You said that's possible?
Yep. Right here.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. So what if you put in 200? What if you put in?
It says right here. It actually gives you a whole thing right here. So 32 hex character is 12 words. 64 hex character is 24 words. There's no generator. Paste what you already rolled, hashed, or wrote down. Then under seed phrase, 12 or 24 English BIP39 words. You can also paste Xpub, Zpub. If you have 23 words from BitBox, Diceware, paste them and pick the checksum of the words below. Optional passphrase, the 25th word. Then you have Bitcoin mainnet or testnet for practice if you want. Then a private key, your Bitcoin Core private key, WIF, hex, mini key, or brain wallet passphrase, unsafe, recovery only. It shows you that. So your passphrase is only for recovery, never to make a passphrase, or never to create a brain wallet, only to recover a brain wallet. Then the options there is with hex, mini key, it's Cacacia style, short keys, those Cacacious coins, and then the brain wallet. But under brain wallet, it says unsafe, use only to recover an old passphrase wallet. Optional passphrase for the 25th word for the Bitcoin Core wallet. And that's it. That's all of it.
I wonder if for the Cacacious wallet, could you generate additional addresses that are segregated from the primary one used in the Cacacious coin that could still be spent from the Cacacious private key?
I don't know.
Because that'd be kind of cool.
If somebody has one of those coins, they could try it. Let me know. I have no idea.
Well, you'd have to peel it first, I suppose, to get the actual Xpub.
Yeah. But I feel like this is going to help noobs a lot, man. Like, it's going to help me a lot, right? Like, it's going to be useful for all of us. But I think people that are just used to having a phone wallet generating your keys or a hardware wallet, I think this is going to be that, like, aha, like, oh, wait, okay, I get it. Like, I especially if they do it offline, like, you know, on a USB stick or something.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful as a learning tool.
Yeah.
But I just don't think very many noobs are going to be using it as a learning tool.
Well, then it's useful for us. I wish I had this shit when the Coldcard thing happened. This would have been a lot fucking easier than me using a Coldcard to fucking punch in numbers.
Yeah, but then you have to worry about like keyloggers and fucking your keyboard not sending shit back to phone and home somehow.
I mean, that's why it's important to. It says big letters off, like only save this on a USB and open on a computer that never goes online. Like I have it. Yeah. I have those like asterisks everywhere.
So, but what if that keyboard is wirelessly transmitting?
Well, then then the NSA or the CIA is after you, and you fucking have no hope by that point for anything. You're wrecked at that point.
Well, no, at that point at that point you're saved by using a hardware device, which doesn't have the keylogger.
You know? Yeah, but I mean, like you're gonna. Yeah, listen, hardware devices is still a tool. Like I'm not saying you don't need a hardware device. I'm saying you should check. Like this is also like it's just a calculator. This is just a calculator. So like you're not sure that the hardware device gave you the right numbers. You could check with the calculator, right? Like you could always reference back to the calculator, the Bitcoin calculator.
Yeah, it's nice having the cross check. So in terms of the referencing back to this versus like an Ian Coleman, let's say you're just doing like a BIP39 hardware wallet, that thing's up there. Is it any different?
So it says prefix. So under Ian Coleman, when I click on it, it says prefix free bit table from BIP39 standalone tool. Not the same as Coldcard or BitBox. So that would be
what does that even mean?
Honestly, I think it's exactly the same thing as the Coldcard, except the Coldcard, like this. You know what? Let me fucking do this and see exactly if there's any difference. I'm just typing. Let's see what.
Dude, you know what is a surprising workout?
What?
Jet skiing.
Oh yeah,
I'm so sore.
Yeah, jet skiing fuck you up.
It's fucking so dumb.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You don't even need. I didn't even notice this. You don't even need your keyboard for this. You can literally. There's numbers right on the file that you could just click on, and you don't have to type anything in. You can just click the numbers.
Oh, nice. It opens up or it has like a little number
It
pad
has a
on
little
there.
number pad on it, yeah, 1 through 6.
There you go. You should also have it where you can open up a keypad too. And also, I mean, you probably want to, if you really want to,
Heads would be 1 through 3, and tails is 4 through 6. The numbers.
You know what you should do? You know what you should do though? Is you should have a checkbox where it says randomize keyboard or randomize number pad, so that after each click it randomizes the ordering.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, I just learned the difference.
It can be a checkbox and off by default, but for those who are really,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, I see what you're saying. But I just noticed the difference. So Ian Coleman, you could do what it does is you could do quarters with the Ian Coleman style, where you just have the heads and tails. 1, 2, 3 is heads. 4 through 6 is tails. With the Coldcard, it's just the 6, 1 through 6 dice. That's the difference. It just gives you an easier way to do it with quarters as well.
When's 2.0 coming out?
Tomorrow. I'm debating if I should fucking start it now, because I can't stop. Once I start this, I can't get up. Like, I want to like finish it, right? And then I know I have shit to do like in an hour, so I'm probably not going to start it right now. But I do want to create another tab for multi-sig wallets. And at that point, dude, once you create the multi-sig wallet, like, again, you're not trusting the software to create anything for you. You're trusting your entropy. You're trusting your own dice rolls. But what's nice with that is that you have, if you still want to do multi-vendor and multi-sig, you can, right? You now have 3 keys that you could import in 3 different fucking vendors, and you could have your fucking 3, multi-vendor, multi-sig, like, and then you don't have to trust the vendors generating your seed. So even in that point, this still helps.
Yeah.
Oh,
the only thing
he
you're
came out with a better. Okay,
here,
CC just came out with a fucking nice name. I like this one.
CC.
TC.
Oh, TC.
Entropy Lab. I like it.
Oh. Entropy Lab.
It's catchy.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
It's catchy. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's inclusive. Shitcoiners can use it too. Okay. All right.
I mean, really, I guess the shitcoiner could use it.
DC's looking out for the shitcoiners is what he's
doing. Don't say Bitcoin calculator. I should make a poll, see what people say. Go with whatever.
I do like Entropy Lab.
Yeah.
I wonder if I bet someone's sniping that fucking domain right now as we speak.
It's like, yeah, you want it? You want Bitcoin, sir?
It should be gone by the time I even search it.
Is it available?
Let's see. Okay, someone's trying to sell it for $100. That's not bad. It's already taken, but
$100 not bad.
It's not bad. Or you can get fucking entropylab.io for free, basically. It's not bad. Although I'm sure that one's going to be gone now in a second. Entropylab.app.
It's like a penny. Snag it up real fast.
Entropy Lab. I didn't even know .pro was a domain. Entropylab.pro. Yeah, these are all available.
Yeah, plenty to choose from. I want to fucking publish this. Oh wait, I just noticed. Ant, was this? Give me a thumbs up or down. The 50 rolls that you did, was that for the BitBox?
Did it totally bork and
just no. like it worked. But I just wanted to know if he did it for if that was for the BitBox roll or not.
I'm guessing he did it with Coldcard.
Yeah, he got the Bitcoin Core private key to with his rolls with the 50 rolls. He said, "Yeah, this is fresh." I'll check your code to see if it needs any hardening or checks. That's 50 rolls. Yeah, that's 50 rolls. I just don't know if that's the bid. Oh, it wasn't the BitBox. Okay, it was just a regular, either Coldcard or.
I'll do the BitBox later today, and I'll also cross-check it with the Keystone because I'm curious if they are the same, if they're doing it the same way. I didn't realize.
I got to change the name. I got to get rid of the Coldcard style so people don't get scared.
Yeah, just figure out what is it? What does it say on Ian Coleman? I think it says like base 6 or base 10. Just use whatever descriptor he uses in his, just to keep it consistent. And then whatever one the Coldcard uses, just say that's the recommended, since that should kind of be the default.
Yeah.
That one uses it. Seed Signer uses it.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, I don't know why the fuck BitBox is not using it. It's retarded. Like, just fucking sway everything.
It's something to do with like not being American or something. It's like all the non-Americans are doing this other fucking way.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Coldcard was American, North American, right? Fucking Seed Signer, I feel like that's an American project. It's got American devs. And then you've got BitBox, which is European. Fuckers over there. And then you got Keystone, which is Chinese. So those guys are just doing their own thing over there.
Yeah, it was default, which is probably most likely the Coldcard style. Which I want to see. I think the Ian Coleman style and the Coldcard style, if you just do 1 through 6, you should get the same thing.
All right, Portland's about to.
Portland. Did you look at it yet? Did you look at it? How bad did I fuck up?
No, dude.
He's
busy, he's so busy.
No, I'm coming up for just a short window here. I have the block clocks in my possession.
All right.
I did a no, and this is like, I'm not gonna, no fire alarms.
Yeah, no, don't sugarcoat it.
No,
just tell it to us straight.
So I basically had Kimi K3 go through and decompile the firmware. So basically, hey, like turn this bytecode into readable source code. Actually did it perfectly. The funny thing is there's actually a BIP39 section in the source code. Like it's got the whole word list and everything.
In the clock?
In the clock. Yeah. So I'm like, what is this?
What?
So that's my next step is like, why does it need the words in the clock? And my thought would be like, this is maybe a compilation artifact.
Isn't it?
Yes, quite conspicuous, right? So like I'm saying incredibly, I don't think there's no reason for anything exciting, but it was just really weird to see the clock should have nothing to do with BIP39, correct? Like nothing.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're building it to do.
Are you kidding me right now? Why? All right. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I might just message him right now.
No, not yet. Hold on.
All right.
So let's start with this. Why I think this could be, I think this might be in the firmware. I think it might be a compilation artifact. Like, for example, maybe he used the bin to ASCII function to convert like, hey, like here's a number value. And then it now converts over to a number that's displayed or something like that on the clock. It would be weird to grab that from the BIP39 source code, which what it came off the clock's firmware, it basically matches what's on the Coldcard. So I think that's a reasonable answer, and I'm going to continue my deep dive. But the cool part is, from the decompilation of the firmware, I'm actually given access to all of the like pinouts of the chip, the microcontroller style or type, and so building an open source firmware for the block clock actually becomes much easier now. So that was my fun little experiment for today. It was it's unbelievable that you can, for like $3, point an LLM at a closed source firmware, like a binary image, tell it to turn that bytecode into source code, and then it can annotate and do the entire job for you.
Have you done that with Ledger yet?
No. Don't get me too excited. Let's one step at a time. I think the block clock was actually a really nice target for that kind of a demonstration. because there is no signature verification. There is no encryption on the blobs. And so basically like it is truly the same thing as like, think of back in the days when you used to like probably download like video games from the Pirate Bay, what people would do to essentially get the key generators working, right? They would look at the source code and go, oh, this is obviously the algorithm that was being used to generate the key. And then you would be able to make a new key generator for that. This essentially is like literally just rebuilding the entire program, because we're not just looking for like a single portion. I actually want the entire thing, because I think it would be really nice to have an auditable block clock source code and firmware that people could just use.
What's the is there any rules against doing that?
I don't think so, as long as I'm not taking like I'm going to be really like careful about like the way I handle this, but in terms of like I will not be using any of NVK's code for any of this. I will only be using the device pinouts, right? Which I think that could be physically derived from the board itself, and the chip type. All these chips are labeled on it. And as such, I actually think you could build a much better firmware than what was offered through Coldcard or CoinKite, right?
Did TC message you about that? He was saying doing like a WebSocket so that it's a live feed.
Yeah, 100%. I'm kind of thinking of like various things like sources for pricing, etc., so that you like don't have to necessarily like, you could just, hey, like I just want to change this, and you can point it to different servers or even like a plugin module.
Yeah, you're gonna have to think about the refresh speed, because it is an e-ink.
Yeah,
there's some limitations there. Like it can't be like refreshing.
but yeah, I definitely like I will not be ever releasing the decompiled version. That is an exercise for somebody else to do. But in terms of like making a nice open source firmware, I think that is well within like my ability and right as like the owner of this physical hardware.
Somebody chimed in the comments saying that the reason that it only updates every 5 minutes is because of the e-ink display, and there's limitations to how fast that can be refreshed.
No, because
it would burn out faster if you if you just had it updating every tick like once a second. You would burn out those e-ink displays way faster. So it's not like a limitation as much as a downstream like negative to that hardware.
Well,
as far as like
it should be
what
a
would
user
happen
choice.
if you actually had it changing once a second.
Yeah, it should be up to the user though. Like if you want to burn your shit out after a couple of years, then knock yourself out, right?
You have 10 million refresh cycles available to you. There are 3,600 seconds in an hour. So let's see how many hours that would be.
But you tell us how many days instead of hours, because we made too many hours to know.
Oh, they can just divide by 24.
Yes. How many days we got if we're doing?
Portland, did you have a second? Did you have a second to look at my invention?
Yeah, actually, TC's kind of right. If you were to refresh it, to get to a half-life on a typical black and white e-ink display, if you refreshed it with a brand new image completely every 1 second, you would have 115.7 days before the display would.
All right. So let's
4 months.
Optimize this. How about
you get 4 months of your block clock, and then it dies.
Portland. No. So Portland.
You need to time it with the halving. Your brightness goes down by half.
Wait a second. Here, no, we're going to time. I have a good idea. So once you figure out where the hidden camera is in the device, you can use the motion sensor, and like when you're in the room, and then you refresh it while it's while you're there. But if you're not there, then it doesn't refresh at all, right? So it does a motion sensor thing with the hidden camera. Did you find that yet?
No, sorry, I got distracted for a second. Okay, I'm heading off stage. Wicked, I'm very excited. Thank you for getting me involved with this project, and hopefully we'll have like
look at my project next.
No, dude, come on, bro. He's too busy with my project.
All right, fine.
The difference is the difference with Wicked's project. I can literally just like let the LLM just do its thing in the background while I do other work. But your project, it looks like I have to actually like look at it and click stuff and do things.
Yeah,
I want to spend a good amount of time evaluating it.
You got to be more hands-on with my thing. It's okay.
Yeah, correct.
Well, no, just have your Kimi
K3 just break
headless,
it.
Headless
It
browser
can't
things
break it.
have
There's
to
nothing
click
to
around
break.
on its own.
Maybe you did something wrong. There's bugs. But I will say that one thing I did, I tried typing like invalid characters in the dice roll section. You should just immediately, like, literally tell the user that their input is incorrect while they're typing, instead of having to click submit to
That's
get
called
that
input
result.
validation, Mr. Hoddle. Tell your LLM input validate the user's input.
Okay, got it.
Okay, cool. But yeah,
wait,
there's my
one more
Okay.
thing, Portland. Did you check the putting in the fuck are those little sticks called?
The open dime?
Yeah. I sent you
Did you
some
mean
open
to
dimes
leave
there.
like 6 Bitcoin on one of those?
Yeah, that's for you.
Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Yep. But anyway, so check to make sure that we're kidding, by the way. Check to,
Kidding.
check to make sure that no funny business happens with the open dimes
Sure.
when you plug one in to the mini. That's probably a good thing to check.
I can probably
'Cause
actually just check the source code and see, because like I have all the source
Well,
code.
but remember how source code doesn't always. I mean, I guess this is closed source, so maybe they wouldn't have as much incentive to hide it. But anyways,
I mean, like, you're technically correct, but it's deterministic execution, and as such, like, if you,
I thought it was deterministic
I'll just do it anyways.
optimism.
That name did not age well.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have you send me back the mini, but I'll let you keep the micro. If that's cool.
Sure, no problem.
Shit, and you can keep all the other goodies I put in there. Those are
Awesome.
for you to.
Dude, what do I do with like unopened cold cards? I have more than one.
You keep them as collectibles, and they might be like they might be the
can-
next Pokemon cards.
You can flash the new firmware and then actually keep using them.
I don't know. I don't know how retarded this is, but I would never update the firmware with any of their shit. Like any new firmware coming from them, I'm not interested in.
I think the new firmware has probably been just as, if not more, reviewed than the old stuff.
Yeah, that's all fine. I
has.
would only ever use those devices for things other than seed generation, and I'm not worried about any updates in regards to those other functionalities.
I mean, their RNGs are good, man.
I mean, I'm like one step away from just not even using them ever again for anything, period. But actually, when I had to do some migration shit nearly a month ago, it was the only thing I had around for doing some signing of transactions.
Well, it's also I don't know if you've kind of experienced very many of these other devices recently, but they all fucking suck balls.
No, I have. I actually have. I have a couple seed signers. I like the seed signer a lot. I have some
I like it, but it's.
Well, I was going to say
I have
some criticisms for the actual user flows, and the hardware is my biggest beef with the seed signer. It's like it feels like I don't know. It's just like it doesn't feel intuitive. It doesn't feel right. But I think it's a phenomenal project. And
also the clickiness.
I'm rooting for them.
The clickiness of the case that
I don't like
using,
I don't like the joystick that's also a button.
Mm-hmm.
That thing fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I saw there's a bigger one. There's a bigger layout version where there's a center button for selecting and 4 directional buttons around. I actually want to get my hands on one of those and try that, because I think that might solve
that'd be better.
One of the bigger problems I have with it. But also, like,
they should probably make one with a fucking
I have to raise
full keyboard too.
I have to raise Crux in this conversation, because Crux is fucking badass, and it's overlooked by so many people. And the whole idea that like you're making some UI breakthroughs depending on what hardware you run it on. You're using a touch screen, which changes the fucking game. You can have a full keyboard on there. You can have a bunch of different UIs that it's just totally.
Are you running it on your old baby monitor?
No. I have some little fucking weird little touch
I'm kidding,
screen
but someone
thing.
should though.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's what's cool about it, is like it's a seemingly endless set of possibilities as far as hardware goes, and the firmware project just keeps getting better and better. There's some really devoted people working on it. And so I think that's an option people should not overlook, especially because it's very cost conscious. You can get a device to run Crux on for 30 or 40 bucks easy, and the software is free. And so I don't know, I feel like that's an overlooked option.
Yeah, and I'd imagine that kind of the integrations into different types of hardware will just get easier and easier over time. Yeah, cool. Alrighty. Well, I don't know. I'm probably gonna start heading back home, but Bob, you came up here. Do you have anything you wanted to contribute? Any questions or
I
anything?
really liked this idea, what Mr. Hoddle's doing. I did send you Wicked, I don't know, a week and a half ago, maybe. Check it out. A project I've been working on for an offline device for Graphene OS, and has a lot of the same features, but just off the shelf, when you download it, it only has basically that entropy calculator for dice. But once you have a session, then you can go into advanced mode, and it has kind of a lot of the same things that Mr. Hoddle was talking about. So there's like BIP85 calculations, but the whole premise of this thing is that it's offline, right? And so that's why I liked what he's doing too, because it's on a device that's never touched the internet. Hopefully you're using, a USB like you were saying. And so the whole premise for mine is it'll run on an Android, internet connected phone, but I just wouldn't recommend it. When you have options out there like getting a Pixel and flashing it with free software, kind of a build your own thing. But I know that's a barrier for people, so I really like what he's doing.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to look at that. I'm not super familiar with Graphene, so
yeah, it'll run on an Android.
Out of my wheelhouse.
So you can play with it.
I don't have an Android.
Oh, you don't have an Android. See, that's the killer. Well, the whole thing is like,
sir, I am an Apple.
It can be built. I could build this for Apple, but it's like I don't really care to see people using stuff like this on an Apple device. So it's kind of I don't know. I'm going to get it out to some other people to take a look at. There's a few people using it. We actually use it in our business now, and maybe some other people will like it. Who knows? But appreciate the conversation as always.
Awesome. Did you have any prior experience as a developer? Or is this kind of just something now that you have like LLMs that you're just getting into?
Yeah, I mean, I've built projects in the past. We did web development in the early days, but not, I've never built like I've always had ideas for phone apps, but when they tell you, hey, an MVP for your stupid idea is $75,000, you're kind of like, nah, I guess I'm not going to do that. Maybe it's not such a good idea. So now with LLMs, yeah, you can throw
now it's like $25.
Exactly. Yep. And you can have them do all the security checks. So I don't even use Kimi to build. I just use Kimi for security audits.
Yeah, it's dope. Super cool, man. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know if it's just Bitcoiners or if it's like across many, many different industries, but I feel like so many people are, at least in this circle, are now just starting to build shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, and so I'm a graphene guy, right? I've been playing around with it. I don't use it as my main phone, but I have one, and on the suggestion of some other Bitcoiners. And there's cool projects out there like Samurai Wallet, Ashigaru. They're all built for offline signing. But what I don't like about their wallet software, I think it's really good, but it just doesn't have some of the features. It doesn't have multi-sig. It doesn't have BIP85. It doesn't have, and so my idea really was I don't want to create a wallet. This is offline. So I'm not trying to create a wallet. I'm just trying to create tools. And it sounds like that's what Mr. Hoddle's doing. So I think that's what we need. And he's right. He's dead on. The people that have used my app, I'll love to look at his, but you learn a ton from Bitcoin that you either just passed by or thought you knew or didn't know or whatever. There's so many things that can be uncovered just by playing around with this stuff. And so again, with people being able to do this stuff offline on a device that they don't care about, even if it's just test wallets or test seed words, Like, I really think once you have the tools at your disposal on an easier to use interface, like a phone or a computer, like he's doing, yeah, hopefully people learn a ton, and that's where we'll get innovation. Like more and more people having their eyes on this stuff and knowing how it works. Just by playing, hopefully people will build some really cool products, especially now that you have AI. And yeah, like you said, it's just a few bucks to get going on something.
Yeah, 100%. Gets the wheels going. And then there's more people thinking about how things could get better and what types of things are missing from other apps. For sure. Wait, man. Gen X, how's it going,
What's
man?
up, boys?
What have you been up to?
Fucking building, dude. I've been building a lot of stuff on Cloudflare using a lot of their tools. Partially just kind of reacclimate myself with kind of how they're doing it. They got a lot of new AI features. I heard Mr. Hodl. I was gone till just now, but I heard Mr. Hodl say something about building. Are we going to build something? You guys need help? Let me know.
Yeah, so I'll tell him to send you his idea, but he's basically just making like a simple HTML website that does a lot of the preliminary Bitcoin wallet setup stuff. None of the signing stuff or, PSBT creation, but more like the seed generation using all the various methods. One thing he was saying that his does that others don't, and actually I don't know, Bob, if yours does this, but the one thing that Mr. Hawes said his does is if you generate the entropy yourself, it will give you both the or Xprov, master Xprov, as well as the seeds, right? Or if you put in the seeds, it will give you. If you put in the seeds, it will give you like the core Xprov from those seeds as well. Just kind of cool. So like it gives you both. I don't think it doesn't go the other way apparently, but that's the idea. It's a basic idea. So just kind of his original name for it was the Bitcoin calculator, and then TC came up with Entropy Lab, which is maybe a better name, but
That's cool.
yeah, just to be able to do all that stuff offline. And then I was saying, it should be able to do like multi-sig setup, so you can generate as many seeds as you need, and then basically get your output descriptor, select your accounts, and then get your output descriptors for whatever wallets you're setting up with those seeds with whatever M of N threshold. So to be able to do all that stuff just like with a simple website that you can run offline would be pretty dope.
So this is about like running a standalone, not connected to the internet, something in a browser.
Something in a browser, and then we were talking about maybe even trying to figure out, I mean, this is like maybe way down the line, or I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but like we were saying, like I wonder how hard it'd be to just build the firmware update or patch so that you can run this on like a TI calculator. I know you can add things to those calculators, firmwares. I used to have friends who would have like Super Mario on their TI calculators in school, so I know it's possible.
That's interesting.
But you should be able to like have all these offline features and functionalities on those calculators, because I think they're more than adequate enough to do that kind of stuff. Imagine.
Yeah. If he wants to, I mean, I don't know how much I can help with that, but I would have some considerations about running that in a browser still. If you're talking about being air gap, just because of what a browser still processes running, what it could be reporting when you reconnect.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to do it on an offline, a device that stays offline forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's cool, man. Spitballing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But sounds like you were closing up. I don't want to hold you up, man.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I'm just driving home. I'll be home in a few minutes here, but
So
No new
no triage.
no new no new triages that we have to deal with anytime soon. Dude, man, talk about the experience of a lifetime we had doing that.
Yeah, it was really just you, Shinobi.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's just us? I'd say you were doing most of the work in terms of the management. But anyways, that shit fucking bent my mind, bro. I don't even know what happened.
Look, that's what you've been in the rooms when it's like we're fucking deploying, UAT fails, we got a fucking rollback, the rollback fails, Johnny's fucking throwing up, shit gets sideways. Like, how did this is all at 2 a.m. because that's like low peak time for customers hitting websites, and it's cool. It gets old, but I think it's different when you're doing it with something you're passionate about.
Yeah. True. Right, because you're actually real motivated. Just keep it going as long as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably pushed it a little bit too far, but it all
I
worked
don't think
out.
so, man. I had a lot of people, because there was people who didn't know, like, even some of the older YouTube videos that you had, and I did have more than several people really interested in diving in to understand this stuff and dig in a little bit more. So I think it was good, despite I know there's a lot of sensitivity around how bad of a thing that was, but in the grand scheme of things, and I don't mean to be insensitive, I think it's a net positive, and it's like something was going to happen. Better now, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, the longer that went unnoticed, the worse it would have gotten for sure. Although, actually, I'm not entirely sure about that anymore. So, did you hear? Oh, what's his name? It was the Frost Snap guys. What are their names again? It's Nick and Lloyd, I think. Lloyd and Nick.
Yeah.
They were on What Bitcoin Did. I started watching it. I didn't finish it yet, but I think it was Lloyd was talking about. He basically recreated the whole seed search space for the Mark IIs and threes. So he grinded through all the seeds and then basically created that table himself, and then started analyzing the actual wallets. So not just doing heuristics, but like looking at basically what the balances were, how many there were, and
So
not on
now that you have
not what was that?
some analysis to go.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I
pattern.
want those tables so bad, because I think I could make some pretty neat visualizations and analyses with them, right? So I might have to see if he can't send me those. I'm sure actually, he was saying that he did it with I think he said he did it with Claude, because he has like the security version of it, the security clearance. But Claude let him do it because the table that he created was a table of Xpubs and not a table of private keys. And so with those Xpubs, he was able to do the analyses and whatever. But anyways, one thing that's interesting that he was saying is the balances held, both the number of seeds that were used and the balances held on those seeds peaked earlier than when the rug happened, which is a little suspicious if you don't.
I'm not gonna say anything.
It's a little suspicious. Like if I was watching that, let's just say I was watching that, okay? And by the way, I'm totally not I'm not in the state of mind anymore, but it's fun to get back into it. So I will dabble.
What was that? 23 with Jim Carrey's like fucking went all schizo, writing all over the walls. That's all we could see, right? Yeah.
I'm still cleaning off my walls in my office and taking down the wire. Yeah, that was a lot. But this is one extra point here that I never put up there, which is it is very interesting that the number of devices and balances of those devices peaked prior to the rug, and we're starting to trend down because, presumably a lot of these people had probably upgraded to the newer devices and, probably just made like a new seed or a passphrase or whatever, right? There just weren't, nobody's buying those older devices anymore. So obviously they're going to peak at some point and then start trending down. That was happening. So the damage was mitigated actually because it happened later, right? It could have been worse had it happened earlier when it peaked. And so actually, if it had gone unnoticed even further down the line, it might have been even less
damage. Yeah.
catastrophic. Yeah. And it seems like a lot of the newer devices still haven't been rugged yet because that entropy space is, it's kind of not very cost effective anymore. The assumption is that most people have already moved at this point, and then the cost to explore those now is like, you're not going to get very many hits for the amount of effort to grind through them. So I don't think I'd thought prior that those tables would be grinded like very quickly, but I think because of the lag in the attackers, it's probably, they're probably not going to be grinded for a while until the cost comes way down.
Yeah, that's interesting. I could see it looking like it denotes something that it doesn't too, where, well, it was circumstantial or total speculation. And this is, I'm not saying anything, but I did find it interesting that it was through NVK that I found a lot of AI resources. Like, he's not an amateur. And I just found it interesting that you hadn't already ran anything against that stuff to see. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen those, but
Wait, seen what? Sorry, I missed it.
He has a lot of like references to, using LLMs in certain ways for certain things. I could point you to the resource. Like he's pretty experienced, and I'm just surprised that with his level of experience, that experience wasn't used against your own code base at some point. I mean, after all this time. But I'm still not convinced that you needed a Kimi K to find this. I don't know.
So this is I know there's like a lot of people who are debating this, right? And I know that like wasn't it it was fucking who was it that tested it after the fact? Was it Gmax who tested it and said that like the earlier models found it, right? But I think, and I'd like to get confirmation on this because I don't have a direct line of communication to Emacs, but I think Mr. Hoddle does. Maybe you already know the answer to this, but were those earlier models given tools like context to know about the exploit that had already been found? Because if that's the case, then yeah, of course, like an earlier model will, use its browser tool, figure out that there was an exploit, and then be able to find the exploit after the fact. But if it's not able to get that context, then I don't know if it would be helpful.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if you would even need the context though, because you could take just like following the trail of scope within, let's say, a function, and seeing like its dependencies, who gets called next, of the parameters. You wouldn't need pre-train. I mean,
well, what I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is like, okay, either it's getting the context after the fact by using a tool, or you're giving it the context because now you know where to look, right? And so if you're just putting it in there and saying find, an exploit, then that's like if you're basically giving it the context someone with Kimi would have given it initially, which is nothing, like basically no context, right? You're just saying go find an exploit. or maybe you say like, see if there's any problem with the entropy or something like that, right? Then that's where I think you have to actually do like real testing to see if an earlier model can find it. Because from my understanding, earlier models couldn't find it without the context.
I mean,
Let me put my shirt on.
earlier
Let me put my shirt on.
models versus somebody's personal train model. Yeah, two different things. But yeah. Like there's some people with some dangerous shit that they've got locally that they put to work, but I don't know.
I think unless you knew the right prompt, you wouldn't have gotten it. Like I think you had to specifically ask or say look at that specific thing. At least from what I heard.
Yeah, that was my like how I interpreted it as well. In which case, so for that reason, I do think it must have been Kimi, because unless they had some inside baseball and knew where to point some other shittier model, then it's like you got to use one of these frontier models and have a much wider scope of what it's looking at. And then my understanding is like Kimi in particular is, way better at kind of finding that context and keeping everything, or knowing like how everything connects, traversing through all the code. But I don't know. Anyways, also the fact that it fucking happened like 3 days after Kimi was released, like seems like the pretty crazy coincidence, doesn't it?
And right before you would have whatever the perception is of Clarity Act, and then price starts to move again. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. All right. I'll take care. Okay. Mr. Hall, did you want to say anything else? I'm gonna shut down the space here in a minute. Did you come up here to say anything else?
I can't hear him. Is it just me?
No, I don't think so. Okay, take that as a no. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for coming up.